In a previous video, we saw how to set up the categories and attributes you'll use to classify all of the songs, links, adverts and news items on your system. Now let's see how those apply to media items. Let's start with a song. Select the song you want to edit, click on Edit, and then switch to the Categorisation tab. Not everyone's screen will look exactly like this, as it depends on how your system is configured and also what options you have. One thing everyone will have is the primary and secondary categories. You can select the primary and secondary categories by dropping down the list and choosing the category you want to use. If you have Myriad Schedule Plus, you may also configure types, genders and eras, and then just tick the ones that are most appropriate for the song that you're working on. Everyone will have tags, which are used to add extra levels of classification to music. So for example, the love tag may be applied to songs that are in the rock category or in the pop category. And in the clocks, of course, you can specify that certain tags must be used. If you're running in a multi-station environment, you can choose the categorization and attributes per station by clicking on the selector on the left-hand side. If you are not working in a multi-station environment, this section will be hidden and you'll just have the main category and attribute selection. Now let's take a look at a link. Here we can see a very similar situation with a link. The item type is set to link, and then the primary and secondary categories can be set using the drop-down lists. You can also set types, genders and eras for links, and if you define them, you can also put tags in for links. Next, let's look at an advert. Once again, we have our primary and secondary categories, and these are generally used in adverts for forcing adverts into specific breaks in the hour. One thing that is different with adverts is instead of standard tags, you have collision tags, and these are used for adverts that are from similar companies or advertisers to make sure that the system tries to keep those adverts apart in breaks or in separate breaks. So for example, if you had McDonald's and Burger King both advertising with you, you may well create a food collision tag or a restaurant collision tag and tick that on both the adverts for McDonald's and Burger King, and then the system will know that it needs to try and keep those adverts apart from each other. If that collision is set to soft, the system will do its best to keep those adverts apart, but will schedule them back to back if need be. If you change it to be a hard collision, then the system will avoid playing those two adverts back to back no matter what.